Hello. So this is a video about how to document your business processes and systems in a simple way that is easily accessible to anybody that might need them. You're going to need a couple of tools right off the bat, some of which you probably already have. Your first would be Google Drive, and your second would be Loom, which is basically a screen recording software, and it's actually the one that I'm using right now to record this. So when it comes to business systems, you'll probably hear a lot of people talk about how important they are, how you need to have them outlined and documented, and everybody should be following them. But if you're like me, you're probably wondering, what do I need to document? What does that mean? How do you document them? Do I need to write them out? Do I need to print them? Does it need to be in a giant binder? How exactly do I do this? And then what happens is you end up not doing anything at all because you're just thinking about how it works and doing it perfect. You know what I mean? I think window cleaners do that a lot with everything. So the first thing that you're going to do, we're just going to make it as simple as we can. The first thing that you're going to need to do when it comes to documenting your business systems is you're going to need to sit down and you're going to need to think of all of your ways of doing business. So essentially what we're trying to do is create a document that you could give to another person and they could look at it and they would know exactly how to run your business if they had never done it before, or if they had run a business before. Basically, you're making a manual that somebody else can look at and have a clear understanding of exactly how your business works from start to finish. And that sounds like a giant task, especially because in a business there's just so much and there's so many variables and there's so many things that can go wrong. The idea isn't to track everything, like literally everything. The idea is to track 80% of the most important stuff. You know what I mean? So you're trying to get like the stuff that happens most of the time. And how you deal with the regular operations. You're not trying to go into every little variable of, what if a customer says this or what if I forget my ladder on the job? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be stupid stuff down to a very minimal level. It's just you're trying to explain how to run your business on, a very basic and thorough level. So the first way that you do that is you have to understand yourself how your business works and functions. And that's your way of doing business. For example, you have a way that you get customers. You have a way that you talk to those customers. You have a way that you do jobs. You have a way that you schedule those jobs. You have a way that you keep in contact with those customers. And you have a way that you keep track of all of your business ordeals, such as invoices and payments and checks and payroll, stuff like that. So that's a lot at once. So what is recommended is that you split your business into categories. Now, most service businesses, I believe, are going to have about the same categories, and we're actually going to call these categories your core processes because they're your ways, the processes of the core of your business. So most service businesses will have, at least window cleaning businesses will have the same core processes, I believe. If yours are different, then that's totally perfect. So what I'm going to do is in my Google Drive, I have a folder that says systems and processes, which is where I keep everything documenting systems and processes, obviously. And then we're going to go into a folder called core processes. Now, within your core processes, you'll have all of the categories of your way of doing business. So I have the sales process, the operations, the marketing, customer retention, and the accounting process. For example, the sales process is how you talk to customers, how you go back and forth, what you say on the phone, what you say in emails to close jobs. The operations process is how you do your jobs. What exactly are you doing so that you're doing it the same way every time. Marketing process is how you get customers. Customer retention process is your process of keeping those customers. And the accounting process is how you manage the accounts and your QuickBooks and everything. So that's 5 categories, 5 different core processes. And if you have less, then that's great. This is what I feel I need to have to cover everything in my business. So let's look at the operations process just for an example. So within that folder, I have all a bunch of different videos and documents, but it's going to be one document called the operations process, which is going to outline all of your steps. So you have step 1, prep and departure, step 2, first touch, step 3, doing the work, step 4, third touch, step 5, payment, departure. Now, within all these steps, you're going to have different notes that, apply to that part in the process. So, you'll have, for example, the first thing we have for operations process is arrive at work at 7:30 and load tools with your equipment checklist. So, equipment checklist. Now, what you could have wrote there is arrive at work at 7:30 and load all of these tools into the van. And the problem with that is that you're going to have a very long document. And especially if you have a couple checklists on here that you want to make sure people are following, it's going to be a massive document, which is going to suck. So what I did is I figured that I can make these checklists in a different Google Doc, and then I can link them to this one. So the way that you do that, well, let me show you first. So if you're in here and you're looking at, your equipment checklist, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I need to look at that equipment checklist really quick. You just click on it, and it's going to take you to that Google Doc where you made your equipment checklist. And you see all this? All of this would be in your original operations process document, which would be massive and clunky. But since we linked it, it keeps it out of there, and it keeps it clean, but it's still very accessible, which is like the coolest thing to me. So the way that you do that is, and the thing is, you can do that with Google Documents, and you can do this with videos. So if you have like checklists, you can make another document. And if you have like a video where you need to show how to use the CRM, then you can screen record it and then link that screen recording video in Loom to your document. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to go and highlight what you want the link to be. And you can make your own sentence for this. Like you can actually just say, see this video. And then you're going to right click. You're going to click link. And then you're going to paste your link there. And then apply. So now that sentence just became a link that you can now click and follow to a Loom video, to another Google Doc, to a YouTube video. We actually use YouTube videos for service tutorials like window cleaning and gutter cleaning. And that way we don't even have to make any system videos for those processes. What I do is I go on YouTube, find somebody else that does it exactly the way that I want it done, and I just link the video. It doesn't have to be you, So that makes it really simple being able to link that. But essentially you're going to want to, for each process, figure out your main steps and then get the specifics under that. And then attach, create any corresponding documents or checklists that would go along with that. And doing it this way keeps it nice and organized all in one doc instead of having a ridiculously long one. You can have, a couple little ones. And see, all of these documents and videos are actually links in this document here. So hope that helps you out. It's a nice, simple way to keep track of your business systems and processes in a way that hopefully makes sense. And, just make sure that you're following them. Once you have them, make sure that you're sticking to them, or else they're not really going to do you any good sitting in Google. So hope that helps. Have a good one, and enjoy your spring.